Hey, it's Luna, aka your local Kobold. Today we're going to be playing some From the Depths. I just got back from being on holiday, going to see my parents and whatnot, and it just felt like something nice to be doing, just as like a small relaxing stream. I'm gonna be trying to make some walkers, specifically some quadrupedal ones. I've been experimenting with bipedal ones, and I've been struggling with them. I have a bipedal one I can show off, but the quadrupedal ones are just working way better than this thing. Where are you? Biped 2, yes. I apologize for the loud noise. This game has a habit of being loud. But yeah, it works, sort of. The gravity and physics in the game. Hello, Naruto leads. Yeah, the physics in the game don't like bipeds. It's not really functioning all that well. Quadrupeds and upwards, though, work amazingly. I have been having a lot of, what you call it, success in building these. So, like, if I, for example, just, like, tell this thing to, like, just, I don't know, move in a circle, you can see, like, it just does a little steppy. It's really good at doing a steppy. And I'm really proud of this thing. It doesn't have any thrusters giving it forward momentum. They're only for turning because I do not want to learn how to make legs rotate a thing. I've seen some mechs that do rotate. I don't understand how they do it. Because like, for example, if I there's this one that I've forgotten who made this one, but it's really cool. And it can actually rotate. And I don't know how, and I really want to learn how. Like, look at this thing. It's massive, and these legs are really well designed. But, like, if I tell it to just rotate here, this isn't using thrusters to rotate. It's just doing fancy stuff with the legs, and it just moves, and I really want to learn how to do this. I will probably learn how to do it at some point in the future, but for the moment, we're just going to be doing simple, easy mech designs. Anyone can do just easy things, and if you want to, if you're in the game, feel free to build along. I'm going to be explaining the process of how I go about doing it, and those two are clashing. And yeah, hopefully by the end of this, everyone will be able to have something that they can use. And yeah, it is really cool. Also, to show off one other thing that I didn't make myself, but I think is cool and deserves to be shown off. This thing. This is so heckin' cool. Straight up dragon, and like the mouth has like so it can point the head in directions to like aim and stuff, and when it's actually shooting at things the mouth opens up and missiles come out of it. It's really cool. I've never been able to understand how to make this kind of thing. Like, my forte has always been like airships and mechas, but one day I might be able to work out how to make one of those. So yeah, to start off with, I am just going to make a base, cap blocks to make it float. As always, you want to be making sure the front is towards the front of your vehicle, because if you don't have front of the vehicle, you're going to have a bad time. How wide do we want this thing? Should probably work out how big we want the base. I think I'm going to go for a 6-legged walker, because they work better for larger builds, but I'm going to maybe... Nah, I think I'll stick to quadruped actually, because I want to try and make it small, but not like massively small like that one I just showed off. A little bit bigger than that, but not big enough that it needs 6 legs, because when you get to like a certain size where things just like having more stability, and 4 legs will make it fall over. So yeah, probably a little bit wider than that. A little bit wider, maybe like 1 block wider on each side. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna have one of my legs be somewhere around here, and then the other leg can go like here. That should be plenty of room for a small engine, 4 legs. Like, there's gonna probably be like something over this way as well. Have like a little head thing sticking out here, or I might put like a head on the top, because with the biped I just showed off, but I tried building yesterday, I like doing my like humanoid quote mechs with heads that can rotate with the sensory parts on them, so you can point them directly at the target. It means that you don't have to mess about having sensory things all around the vehicle because it can just point the sensory things where it needs them. And it's also kind of realistic, having the head be what it's looking at things with. It looks really cool. I really wish I had this older mech I designed. I had like a biped that I lost when I upgraded my computer because I forgot to keep my from the tips folders and stuff. But it was basically a I designed it based on a protogen and had like these ram horns and stuff, and the mouth opened up and the ram horns went backwards when it had missiles and stuff coming near it because it had an anti-missile laser in its mouth. It was really cool. I really wish I still had that, but unfortunately it's lost. I might try redesigning it at some point, but it was, to be honest, it needs to be rebuilt anyway because the entire game updated and uh, it no longer functioned with the new material system. So yeah, I think I'm going to start the leg off, yeah, one block in. Gonna get rid of these so I've got a bit of room to work with. And let's go with... Actually, I just realised I messed up. So what I want first is not a thing pointing that way. I want something that is pointing sideways like this. So what I can do here is this will rotate like up and down, and then no, hang on, how am I going to be doing this? Let me do a quick thing. So I need something that can like rotate back and forth and also up and down like a hip joint. So yeah, it would need to go this way first, and then I'd have the up and down bit stuck to that. Yeah, so if we grab one of these, and I'm just going to clear up these so we can actually move. Oh. Okay, so now then we have the start of a leg, and a leggy. So yeah, so this can rotate like this. And I'm gonna leave at 0. Oh, wrong button. And then this can rotate like this. So we're probably gonna want that to be aiming upwards normally. So the idea is basically you can lift this leg out up into the air, move it forwards, down, and then drag it across the floor. So yeah, so I'm going to be building the leg outwards first, and then we'll just rotate it into shape. So this at the moment isn't going to be anywhere near the ground, but I think that should be far enough. And then we're going to do another one of these, making sure that it's pointed outwards in this direction, just because it makes it easier for building. Having your camera angle constantly swap around weirdly is very awkward. I say that as it did it anyway. I could have sworn I had it facing in the right direction. Okay, so next up we... how long was this? So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can totally count, I swear. Okay, so this part will be pointing upwards, and then the next bit downwards like a triangle, which means that this should probably be twice as long as the first joint, so then we can have like a foot on the end, or we could have it... Actually, now I know what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to put another one here, and this will be like the foot joint. So it's basically going to walk like a horse on the toe of the neck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the end of this, I want to put down some sticky feet. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And the reason why I'm stacking them up like this is because sticky feet have a habit of allowing the floor to go through them. And you don't want that to happen because if the floor goes through this, it will count a collision here. And collisions will wreck your legs and destroy them. Try to avoid it. Probably the better thing to be doing would be have rubber here instead, like that. But rubber can be kind of fragile, and it's also a bit overkill and heavy. Metal is usually better. Speaking of which, you really want to make sure that your body ends up being heavier than your legs, because otherwise when your legs move, your body will be yeeted, because physics don't function very good in this game. It's good for, like, what it is. It could be better. It wasn't ever designed to use mechs. And yeah, legs are pretty important. If your mech loses its legs, it is crippled, it cannot move, and it's basically resorting to, can I out-tank my opponent and shoot them down before they shoot me to death? Okay, so the resting angle of this will be -45. Okay. And then we want the resting angle of this to be 45? Ugh, -45 again, because it's the wrong way around, unfortunately. Actually, no, I'm doing bad math. This should be -90. And then this one down here needs to be able to touch the floor, so I think would it be 45? Is that right? Yeah, okay. So I did math it right. So yeah, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 45 degrees, and it's pointing downwards. Okay. And also, don't worry about this looking ugly. We're going to put a mimic block over the top of it so you can't see it in a bit. But for now, we just want to focus on making sure that the legs are sturdy and not going to just fall off. So what I'm going to do is just build up this a little bit. Wait, no. Okay. It should go here so it can move a bit, because otherwise it's going to prevent the movement. Yeah. And then we just shove this here. And then... Sure. Yeah, so... Probably want to just build this up like that? I think. I'm just trying to think how to do it so it's not like obstructing the movement. It probably will obstruct the movement anyway, but it's fine. We can work around it and just like slowly work out how things can move without being blocked constantly by everything. So just do that, and then hopefully that doesn't block the movement too much. I want to replace that with that just so it looks a bit nicer. Okay, and just to check, kind of still move. Yeah, perfectly fine. I don't think it's actually blocking any of its... Oh, it can move regardless, just through things. That was a complete accident. Okay, you do you. You can do that if you want, I guess. So... Oh. This should probably not be a harsh angle like that. That's asking for a shell to hit there and explode. So what I'm going to do instead is... yeah, so if I get rid of these and just replace them like this, and then do that, and then do that. I don't think that looks too bad, does it? No, that's pretty cool. Like weird jutty out knee. And this can rotate around, right? Yeah. Okay, for some reason we're not getting the thing where it basically prevents you from having blocks clipping. I think it's because they're too small at the moment. So it's not causing any of an issue at the moment. Okay, so this should be able to just like build up like this. And then... oh. Yeah. And then just fill it in a little bit like this. And if I'm remembering correctly, if I do that, that shouldn't prevent the movement, right? Yeah, that's fine. It's not going to be the prettiest thing in the world. Like, this is just rough, ready, like, base prototype. You can just take this and then, like, pretty it up later and, like, make it look like a particular mech you like or anything like that. But right now, we're just going for something that's functional. Oh, I just realised I'm going to do this until I get back onto this leggy, because I should probably... wait. Heck, wrong leggy. Okay. So we got... and that. Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to go on to this one just to fill in this so it doesn't look so bad. Because it was just like exposing the spin block, and the spin block being exposed sounds like a bad idea. Simply just because if the spin block gets damaged, you kind of lose the entire leg. You want that bit to be protected. That's the most important part of your leggies. Okay. Yeah, that looks fine. I think I'm okay with that being a sharp angle like that that's going to most of the time just be like stuck inside of here. Really, if I was going for like proper walking, I would have this bit be able to rotate, like, how do I explain this? It basically be able to like rotate it like clockwise and counterclockwise against the floor. Because at the moment, this is going to end up being diagonally against the floor, and you kind of lose some efficiency of your movement, and also can throw you slightly sideways. It should be fine for something small like this, though. I think. Like, in my experience, it doesn't matter too much for something this size. I'm just going to replace these with metal blocks and then get a mimic block, if I can remember where the mimic blocks are. Mimic metal. Make sure that it is facing forwards and upwards, just to make our lives a whole lot easier. And now what we can do here is type in metal block, and then we want it to be, was it 2 blocks big? Actually, let's go with, nah, 2 blocks big should be fine. Yeah, so 2 blocks by 3 blocks by 2 blocks, and then we want it to be down quite a bit. Huh. Have I got my math wrong? Let's try 2.53. Okay. Yeah, sure, it's 3 blocks by... Sure. Yeah, I did get my maths wrong, apparently. I thought it was only 2 blocks wide, but no, it's 3 blocks wide. Yeah, because it's a square. 3 by 3 by 2. So I'm going to make it ever so slightly bigger here. Ever so slightly bigger here. And then... I guess, just to like slightly cover up the feet, because they are slightly hideous. Maths is very hard. Like, I used to be good at maths at one point in the far past. I was told I'd be using it in real life very regularly. I should have listened. Excuse me, had a small coughing fit. But yeah, theoretically, this leg is now finished on construction. So what I'm going to do now is go into sub-objects mode, And I'm going to copy this as quad logi switch string, just so I know which one it is. You can name yours whatever you want. It's not going to be the file name of it anyway, because if we need to edit these at any point, it would make sense to rename them into like front left leg, front right leg, etc. There we go. Yes. Okay, and now we just need to mirror that onto the other side. So boop, and then boop. Yes. Okay. So next up, I'm going to want to take a chair, just so I can sit myself on it. Also, this mod, VRM loader, is amazing. You could put any VRM, like VTuber avatar or like virtual reality model, anything like that into from the depths. It's great. I really love this mod. I can play as me. Okay, so we're going to want a vehicle controller. I prefer to have mine in airplane mode, but you can have yours in ship mode if you prefer. And we are going to... let me just switch to a block so I don't have this weird thing there. There we go. So yeah, this leg, we're going to use angle control. Actually, no, spin rate control. We want this to be moving not too fast, but faster than like 1 rad a second, because it's kind of slow. So we're going to make here, let's say 3. Click this to make sure it spins at that rate. And we want miscellaneous axes. So the idea here is if you press 5 on your keyboard, it should rotate to 30. Actually, I kind of like that. I might keep that angle. Like I was just doing it as a demonstration, maybe 25. I'm a bit worried that those legs might collide, but it's fine. We can move them if they end up being too close. It just means that we need to make our base a bit wider. So yeah. So what we're going to be doing now is, if any of you understand how animation works, you've got what's called keyframes. So keyframes is basically, say for example, you've got a block moving like up into the air and then down. Oh, sorry, I hit my table. So you have 3 keyframes. You have it where it's starting, where it's in the air, and then on the floor. That's basically what we want. We want those 3 keyframes, and then the thing we're going to work on will just like interlocate between those. So for starters, we have our resting point. Excuse me. Which will we won't really be using this resting point that much. It'll be basically for when the mech has no target and it needs to stay still. So what we want first is this leg to be forwards. We're going to be a left leg dominant mech, because the left leg is the one that's going forwards rather than the rather than the right leg. Okay, to scroll out in this menu, you just hold middle click and just scroll out. Really useful tip that I only really found out like a couple of days ago. I had no idea you could do that. I did it by accident. Okay, so this will be the start of the animation. So we want our leg to point upwards so we can get it off of the ground. Let's go with 35. And then we want this spin block. Okay, and then this spin block should be also pointing upwards. It's a little bit too high. Yeah, that looks good. Sure. And then I'm going to make the last bit point downwards so that it's already in the position to be connecting with the floor. So this should point like that. Yeah, close enough. You know what I forgot to do as well? I forgot to speed up these joints. These joints need to be a lot faster. So let's go with 3 rads per second on this. And then on this one, we also want 3 rads per second. And lastly, on this one, where's the joint? There it is. 3 rads per second. Oh, oh no. This one was like 45, wasn't it? Or was it negative 45? Was it 45? There we go. Okay, I thought I lost the angle there for a second. Yeah, now it's moving a lot smoother and a lot more quickly. So next up, we're going to go to our B axes, and I'm going to copy this because at B it should be pointing in the same direction. And then we're going to go to this bit. For B, it should be. Oh. So yeah, points. Oh, what am I doing? Oops. So points forwards and then goes down. That should actually be fine. Like, I think I'm okay with it doing that. Yeah. I think that the bit with the foot on needs to move a bit faster, though. It's not snapping into place when there's a, like, so let's put that to like 6. So points up and then goes down. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So then we're going to want to I just realised this body's way too short for what we're doing, because we're going to want to replicate this movement on the this leg over here, and then this one's going to be doing the inverse of that, so they're going to collide. So we need to make this a lot longer. But that's fine, because I can just copy paste the leg. Absolutely okay. Oh, having mirror mode on helps. So yeah, how far does this stick out when it moves? It's going to basically be doing exactly the same movement in the other direction. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks out. So it needs 9 blocks of clearance at minimum. And we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to go for like 11 just to be safe. So the legs should be able to go like here. Yeah. So I'm going to copy this leg. Also, the feet on the right-hand side legs will be the wrong way round, just to let you know. You'll want to, we'll do it in a second. We need to get the sticky feet on the bottom of the right-hand side legs and turn them around. Because they're currently facing towards the rear of the vehicle, and we don't want that. But yeah, I forgot mirror tool works on sub-objects. Huh. Okay. So what I'm going to do is exit out into this mode and just take this and do that. So replace them so they're facing in the right direction. And then we want to do the same thing with these ones. Okay, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Done. Oh. Just to be safe in case we mess up something, I'm going to shove a AI on here so I can click this button. So now this vehicle is indestructible. We can't accidentally destroy it because collision damage is lethal. You need to be careful with it. I just realised what I might do is also get rid of this leg so we can put down the one that has the stuff typed into it, because it'll make things a little bit easier to work with. Also means I need to flip these feet again. Like so. Okay. So we now got... Oh, they're already basically pointing in the correct direction. This is going to be a whole lot easier than I thought it would be. Oh yeah, of course, because they're backwards. Yeah. Okay, so it's not going to be perfect because we still need to tweak this around, because we don't want it to be lifting up and then landing here. We want it to drag back here, lift up, and then go forwards. So going back to this leg, because this is the leg we seem to be working on. So we've got up, down, and we now need to go backwards, which we only need to do on this one. So let's go with a negative 0.25. So yeah, we've now got up, down, back. Yeah. And yeah, you can see basically how we're going to be doing this. So it's going to have 3 keyframes. Forwards, down, and then we got the drag back. And also that little bit there, don't worry, that won't be happening when we have the AI set up to do this, because the AI will be seamlessly going between input A, input B, input C. It's just I can't lift up a finger and press a button at the same time. Unfortunately, I am a human, sort of. Just gonna fill this in. We'll probably use... Oh, I accidentally pressed a button. I did not want that. Fell off. Oh, I can't undo that now. Okay, sure. I've now got that down to my 4 pop bar slot. So, do that. Place here. And there we go. Got a nice little sloped inside. Boop, boop, and a boop. Right. So next up will be... so this leg is doing what it should do. This leg is not. This one over here needs to not be up when we're pressing 5. So yeah, let's turn that off and then put it onto B. So allow me to do a brain for a second. So when this is up and forwards, this needs to be back and down. So need to also do it to the foot over here. So all I'm doing is basically shuffling the inputs along one because they need to happen later in the animation. So we've got, yeah. So here's the drag back, and then this one goes down, this one goes up. And then when we press 7, it should invert. So this should now be up and forwards, which means actually we've got 4 frames of animation. Yes, because, okay. So when it's back here, we then need to lift it up and then move it forwards. That needs to be 2 separate frames of animation. So I've slightly messed up on something, that's fine. So on this spin block here, the one that controls up and down, when it's back here, and then, yeah, so it needs to, on the D, also do a lift up, and then we need that to go here. Okay, it should now all be functional. Yes. Okay, I really like that movement. It's not perfect. I could probably do a lot more work with it, but simple, it'll work for now. We can tweak this and make it better later if we come back to this. Okay, so I've now just got to basically copy that over here, except do it backwards. So this needs to be negative 0.25, and this needs to be negative 0.5 as well. So yeah, perfect. I'm trying to think what I've got wrong here. So yeah, I see what's happening. So some of this movement needs to happen on C, not on B. So you can see how, like, on the front leg, when it's over here and lifts up, it only lifts up on the inside, and then it lifts up the entire leg and then goes down. This leg over here is doing the entire leg up on the wrong part of the animation. So that's a really easy fix. We just need to shove this over here. And then on this one, do the same thing. Okay. That seems to be work. So both of these back joints should be up. It's not up on both of those. So yeah, this joint here needs this to also be here, I think. Okay, so up. And yeah, okay, we got our movement working. So now we basically just need to replicate that in the back legs. So I'm going to slightly cheat here, because setting up those individually is going to be slightly annoying. So I'm going to quad leg is foot string front right, and quad leg the twist string front left. Hopefully that doesn't bleed through my microphone. There's an ice cream van outside, and it's being very loud. I'm playing obnoxious music. Right, so the front left leg needs to go on the front, back right, and then the front right leg needs to go on the back left. And then we just need to swap these feet around like we did before. Nope. And then just do that to the other side. Rotate. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So theoretically, is this going right? Have I done this the right way around, or am I just being stupid? Wait, that's the front. Okay. I was looking at the wrong legs. Yeah, no, I've done a stupid. I thought this would work and we could just be lazy and get away with this, but the back legs are... they're angling in the correct direction, but we're not lifting at the correct keyframes. So we need to push those along. That should be an easy fix. So... yeah. This leg, so we need this to go here and here, and this one needs to be empty. And then over here, this one needs to do the same thing. So this needs to go here and here, and then undo, undo. Yeah, so now it's lifting at the correct point. Yeah, both those are working fine. Shortcut didn't work. Yeah, I know, right? It's like cutting corners like usually works, doesn't it? Nah, I should never cut corners, do it properly, otherwise stuff like this happens and you make more work for yourself and blah blah blah. Okay. So when does this need to work? I just realised a slight issue here. This is going to fall over. So... yeah, I've done a large mistake. So this leg on the left needs to be going backwards at this point, and this leg on the right needs to be going forwards. Because otherwise, all of the weight is going to be taken off the left side and it will fall over. This would technically maybe work, but I wouldn't trust it. So yeah, Okay, I think I know how to solve this. It involves undoing the thing I just tried to do to fix it, because I think I was right in the first place. So front left leg goes on the right, but it needs to be turning in here in the other direction. That is the only thing that needs to change. Yes, okay. Sure, and then I just need to do it with the other leg. I remember there was some kind of shortcut you could do there, but I completely forgot how to do it. Okay, so boop, 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 and boop. Yeah, and that should theoretically work. There is just one last thing that we need to do, which is go to our feet. Oh, wait. Why is this foot backwards? Did I mess up my feet? I think I messed up my feet. Okay, let me just fix my feet. I also done it a while ago, like while I was trying to fix other stuff and just like did a stupid. Okay, so these 2 feet are pointing forwards, these 2 feet are pointing backwards and really shouldn't be. Okay. And then we just need to do that to the other rear leg, which is over here. I thought it was a bit strange when I went on to like edit one of the legs and the foot was like the wrong way round. I was like, that's weird. Like when I was placing it down, because it usually remembers the angle you try to put it down at. Why is this one the wrong way round again? Am I going insane? I swear I just like fixed this. Either way, that should fix it now, right? Yeah, all of them are facing the right way. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is open up the settings on this foot, and we want stickiness to be 100, clearance of 1 is fine, apply to all. Now, forward friction. You want, when this is dragging backwards, which on this leg in particular is A, or 5, it needs to be 1, or it needs to be 0 on all of the other ones. So then we can just spread to neighbours, copy. And then this should work also on this one. Paste, spread to neighbours. This one, I think, goes backwards on the 7. Yeah. Okay, so on the 7, we want it to be... or the C, sorry. It's 7 for me because it's on the 7 on my keyboard, but the C input needs to be that. So spread, copy, and then over here. Paste, copy, oh, spread. Ah, yes. Okay. So I guess now let's test it out and see if that functions. Yeah, okay, that's already working. The reason why it's so floppy is because the body is really light. Remember what I said earlier, the body needs to be heavier than the legs. The thing is, we don't have anything on the body yet. This body is very bare. So what I'm going to do is... extend this out a little bit. And... I guess make a shell around it so we've got something to build into. That's probably big enough for a small steam engine. I'm going to make this mech in particular steam powered so that we can have an electric engine, because electric engines are super easy to set up, as are the steam motors. Like, big complicated steam engines for like kinetic energy can get big, complicated, and confusing, to put it bluntly. But if you just want them for electric generation, they're actually super easy to set up. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. So where do I need this to? So I'm gonna try and like make a, I can't remember what it's called, but like on a card, I think it goes around the wheel. I'm gonna make that for the legs. So it needs to, yeah, be there. Does that block the leg? No, that's fine. Okay, sure. Probably even get away with pulling that there, and then doing that. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, and then we just repeat that over here. And then I just realised I should put some music on. Like, this game has music, but I've got it turned off for some reason. There we go, that's about loud enough. I like that. Good volume. And there we go. Okay, so we've got a few compartments where we can put in things, and they'll be separated from each other, so if like one of them gets penetrated, it won't go through and then like destroy other innocent stuff and like leave other things exposed. I think that's how it's going to function. I don't have a very good track record of making things that are very robust, but I like making things that work and look pretty. And after all, isn't that like the main point of making a mecha? If you want it to be robust, you wouldn't be making a walker, you'd be making a tank. Okay. I feel like that should probably be reinforced a little bit more. There we go. Yes. Just gonna finish filling this here, and then we can move on to actually making this thing function as a like automated machine, because we still don't actually have the sequencer in for telling it how to walk. It's still just a thing. I think I'll finish filling those in a bit, because I think I want some guns like somewhere situated around here. Or maybe I'll have them underneath, because it does have a lot of floor clearance. Yeah, what we're going to want to do is go to control. Actually, no, let's go with AI. I want an AI breadboard. So this needs a broadside behavior and a ship/tank maneuver. And now we're going to go into some of the more complicated parts of doing this, which isn't actually as bad as you would think it would be. So what we're going to want is a constant, a timer set to timer, and a, what would it be? A propulsion, so that we can detect whether or not we're going forwards or backwards. And then we want a maths evaluator. We're going to need 4 of these. Okay. And then we want a multiplier. So this multiplier, so And the reason why I have these is timer is how fast it's going to go through its movement. For making this just like slow and mechanical and go to. So we want this constant set to the same as this. And then, oh wait, we don't need a multiplier, sorry. We want another mass evaluator, make this small. So we want A divided by 4. Simply because we've got 4 outputs and we need a sequence between them. So this is basically how to put this. Okay, I think I'm just going to start pulling this together, and I forgot something. Yeah, okay, I'm confusing myself because I forgot to pick something down. We also need a switch. So this switch, right, let's just swap these around so they're a bit better. So when forwards is greater than 0.5, so it should go like 0.1, then this timer will be passed through to these. And then we want this to be going to B. So we want to have if A is less than B, then 1 else 0. And then we want if A is greater than B and A is less than B times 2, and then this one we want A is less than B times greater than B times 2 but less than B times 3. And on this one we can just simply say if A is greater than B times 3. Okay, and then we want 4 propulsions. And we're going to set these to A, B, C, and D. Oops, I do not want that. Delete that input, please. I do not want these, those are not useful. Why is that already outputting a 1? Let's say if A is greater than 0 and A is less than B. Just so we keep it at 0 when it's like meant to be at 0, because otherwise we're going to cause some slight issues. So what we should be able to do now is go to this button, and then this is forwards? No, this is forwards.
Moving out.
Yeah, there you go. It's now walking. It's slow, it's clunky, but it's working. You may not like this, but this is what peak walking looks like. Okay, so next up we're just going to be teaching it how to...
Taking control. Turning off.
Just turn it off so it stops like walking away. We're going to teach it how to be stable. So I'm going to take some inspiration from this robot I made a while ago. This one has a very stable walking.
Yes.
It's also very large compared to the one we're just working on.
On my way.
So yeah, you can see how smoothly this thing moves, and that is solely down to the fact that the body is so heavy compared to the legs. This thing actually struggles to move along the ground. I am ever so slightly cheating. The jet engine here is actually powerful enough to carry it on its own. The legs are providing a decent amount of the propulsion, but the jet engine is basically just there just so it can have consistent forwards, because otherwise it moves like a slug. Just get that out of the way. And I want to walk to here. And I'm going to suggest to myself and everyone else watching that we save our vehicles, just in case anything goes wrong. We don't want to lose anything. So I'm going to name this Tutorial Steppy. Okay. So next up, we're going to make a steam engine. Oops, I did something, I don't know what it was. Right, so steam engine. Let's go with a small boiler. I think I'm just going to... Yeah, if I get like 2 boilers like this, 2 of these, and then we shove down some of these. Any of these got issues? Nope, they're perfectly fine. Okay. And then we're going to put down a turbine. Also, I'm so glad they renamed these. It was so annoying when it was just called back and front. But now I called like pipe connection and generator connector, which is so much more useful as a naming system. And they've slowly been making like lots of... I'm going to turn down that music a second. They've slowly just been making more and more like, what's it called, quality of life updates. And I am so here for them. I love quality of life updates in games. Because not every update needs to have content. Sometimes you just want to make the game more fun to play. Yeah, it works. Okay, so now it's covered. And I'm going to use this space to put down some fuel for it. So we're going to put down... let's go with just lockers. Lockers are cool and simple. And then in that one space there, just a wooden box. Okay. So we now theoretically have some power being generated, but we don't have a battery to put it in. Okay. That battery is pretty big, but at the same time we do want to weigh down our vehicle. It is slightly too light at the moment, and we're doing some more stuff just to carry. It's one of the downsides of making a mecha. Upside, it doesn't require any power at all to move. It runs solely on spin blocks and stuff. Downside is you kind of do need power to move unless you want to do complicated stuff with the legs, because you're going to want jet engines to push yourself sideways. And also you need a lot of weight on them just so they don't wobble and can actually be useful. So this electric engine is generating 1800 kinetic power, and we can use the kinetic power for all sorts of things like reloading guns, making lasers. I might make a laser in this. I want to make a laser in this vehicle. I think that'd be really cool. Like just have like some laser turrets. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, you can use it for all sorts of things. We're going to mostly be using this kinetic energy to put down some thrusters, so we can actually move sideways, because currently we don't have any way of turning. Okay, there's the front. So I think I'm going to nestle these up here. Let's just take a inverted corner. That should be fine. I don't have mirror mode on, do I? Nope, I do not. It'd be really handy to be able to mirror stuff so I don't have to do it twice. Okay. Does that count? Yeah, okay. And then we're going to just shove some... Do I need ducts over them? I don't think I do. They're tucked away enough anyway, they probably won't cause an issue. Yeah, okay. So now if I try rotating... Yeah, so you can see it's getting some form of like rotational alphabet, so it can rotate now, sort of. It's still floaty, but it's fine, we can fix that. I think what might help as well is if we make our foot base just bigger. So I'm just going to make the feet a little bit bigger. Let's just copy setting under these. Actually, no, we don't need to do copy. Spread to neighbors is an option we can use. Apply to all, spread to neighbors. Okay. And we're going to do the same to this one. We're fiddling with these feet so much. I'm really sorry, but like getting your feet to work properly is a really important part of making a mech. It's almost like the legs are the entire point of it. Like all, spread to neighbors, and we just need to do that to the ones on the other side. Oh. Okay. Apply to all, spread to neighbors. And last one is you. Boop, boop. Yeah, you can't move without feet. Like, you can try, like, dragging yourself along the floor is actually a valid thing you can do. Like, some people make these, like, really cool land skidders, I think is what I'm just going to call them. I find I've put the feet backwards on one of them. Like, they... yeah, it's literally basically just a platform of... oh, what do you call it? Rubber? Which just has a thruster attached to it and just goes forwards really fast. They're really cool, but like, they're also like difficult to control. They tend to be a bit weaker and have the issue of, oh no, I crashed into something, I don't exist anymore. Okay, so hopefully this should be able to walk a little bit better now. Yeah, it's already looking a lot better. And it should be a lot more stable with that too. I probably should have had my center of mass be a bit lower, which means that we probably should put a gun on the bottom of this thing, just because it will help it with the balancing quite a lot. However, I need to go and take a quick break to the water closet. I will be back in just a moment. I also need to refill my glass of water and stuff. Also, before I head off, I'm just going to say I'm going to the end of this stream at my usual time at 7 o'clock BST, but after half an hour, after I've had food and stuff, I'm going to be coming back and doing a second stream From the Depths straight after. So if you're interested in this kind of content, be sure to stay tuned, because at the end of this stream won't be the end of the stream, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I'm going to do a quick BRB, 1 minute. And we're back. Hey. Okay, so... that's strange. Everything's lagging on my computer for a moment. Let me double check that my computer isn't overheating. Because that would be bad. Like, from the depths is slightly intensive on my computer. Where's HW monitor? There we go. Okay, oh geez, yeah, we peaked at like 78 degrees. That's slightly bad. However, I know a small fix. Excuse me whilst I just lower the settings of VC face so I don't melt my computer. Just gonna turn anti-aliasing down to 2 times. Okay, so you have to deal with a slightly crusty Luna, but small price to pay for my computer not dying and having stuff actually be functioning correctly. So where were we? We have rear rotational thrusters in. Yeah, hot computer is indeed bad. Like, I'm running with a modern AMD processor, so like 80 degrees isn't that bad of a deal, but it's not something you want. Like, so I think like 75 is like the hottest it should be getting. That's like normal use, but like, that is spicy. Yeah, theoretically, this should be able to rotate now. So if I do this, it should... Why is it doing that? Oh, my trip was, I enjoyed it, but a lot of bad stuff kind of happened at the same time. So, being with my parents, slightly stressful. I like spending time with them, but, you know, like, parents be parents. But I unfortunately had my suitcase stolen while I was traveling to my parents' place. Yeah, I didn't lose anything too important, but I lost some clothes I really liked, and like basically all of my clothes I had to rebuy, like underwear and all sorts of stuff. I also lost the chargers and like stuff to my Nintendo Switch, so I need to pick up a new one of those so I can continue doing Switch streams later. But yeah. I also need to pick up another hairdryer. Like, as we speak, I've got damp hair and then it just naturally dry, but I don't have a hairdryer at the moment. I lost that as well. I'm just slowly picking stuff back up again. It's not massively a bad thing, but it's really frustrating anyway. Yeah. It could have been worse. I could have, like, been attacked for it or, like, anything like that. I'm glad it was literally just my suitcase was just taken off of the coach. Like, why is it? It's upside down. I was like, why is it not moving? It's because it was on. Oh no. Oh, it's because I put these so far up. I just noticed. Those are not going to work there at all. The center of mass is way too high there. So what I'm going to do is just like fill this in. But it's not going to be useful as an area to put down jets. Oh. I forgot to turn on mirror mode. And yeah, heck that person. Like, I hope they stub their toe at some point, like, really badly. Like, I don't know what kind of a person would just, like, go onto a coach that's stationary and just, like, grab a random person's bag and just walk off with it, because that's what I think happened. Like, at first I had the benefit of a doubt that, oh, maybe they, like, walked off with, like, the wrong suitcase or something, because there was one that was kind of similar. But the person who had that suitcase eventually claimed it because they left it on the coach and they didn't have my suitcase. So, yeah. It's not the end of the world, but yeah. It's annoying. Okay, so we have a sealed-in section now. So I should put down some more thrusters. Now these thrusters need to be more close to the center of mass, so they should be on this line because that seems to be where our center of mass is. So I'm going to shove one here, and then one there, and then we should be able to just replace this beam with... Nah, let's just do that. Okay. Sure. Okay, that should now be able to rotate it, right? I think it's working. Yeah, that's working great. Okay. So, yeah, having your thrusters be on the center of mass, very important. I completely forgot about that. So I should put down some more. And also have mirror mode turned on. Mirror mode is important. Oh, wait, mirror mode is on, okay. I had a moment of like, no, I forgot to turn it off because I was doing like another section, but now I didn't forget to turn it off. Or turn it on. Okay. Yes. So now I should be able to rotate on a dime, like, and we also have the energy to be like supplying this. We don't seem to be supplying enough electrical energy to really keep up with the load of the thrusters, but they won't be on constantly, so it shouldn't be an issue. I hope. We're still currently floating quite a bit, so what I might do is replace some of the walls with heavy armor, which I usually won't do. This stuff is expensive, it's excessive, it weighs a lot, but at the same time, I think I can kind of justify it in this situation. Does that fix the issue at all? Did that actually make it worse? Okay, the other thing with mechs, sometimes stuff like that will happen. You're building them, something should happen because, like, physics, and it doesn't happen because physics. Physics are never granted when you're working with mechs. Why can't I put that there? Okay. So I put this down weird. Sure. And then I guess I could replace some of these too. Oops. I do not want to lose the AI, please. Let's copy that breadboard and then just get rid of the AI so that we've got the breadboard settings set up. Control-C, Control-V does function in this game. So if you ever want to like undo something you've done and then like copy and paste and whatever, like Control-C, Control-C, Control-V, they all function like they do on Microsoft Word. You don't need to worry about any of that. So right up to here. Okay. There we go. Seems like a constant state of finding out what went wrong. Yeah, like, making boats is an exercise in frustration. However, making mechs is an exercise in insanity. If you want to make mechs, you have to come to a realization that half the time what you're making is not going to function how you expect it to. You need to make compromises, and stuff is just going to go really wrong, and you won't be able to figure out why for ages. Or at least this is my experience with it. I used to have like quite a lot more confidence making them. I've only updated how the physics and everything in the game works, and suddenly the stuff I was working on doesn't work anymore. Okay. So, is this heavy enough now? Oh yeah, it doesn't have an AI anymore. Right, I also got rid of the controller. So let's have that back down. And I want a AI and a breadboard. And then we just shove onto here again. Broadside 2. And a bit more tank moving. Okay, that is a bit smoother. Not by much, but it is smoother. That is progress. So what I might do is put down some more batteries. Oh. Like so. And then boop, boop. So that battery will, one, weigh it down a lot, and two, give us enough power for the weapons I want to put on this thing. I want to put down some lasers. So I'm going to put a laser chamber inside of here. So it's going to be where we're generating our, photon energy, whatever you call it. And then I'm going to send that through the vehicle into this midsection where we're going to shoot that out of lasers. So I'm probably going to use the short-range laser combiners around the sides, and then have some anti-missile lasers, which are the... Where are they? Where's the anti-munition lasers? Did we get rid of them? Oh, laser anti-munition device. There we go. Yeah, so these things are really cool. As I said before, I had a protogen mech which used these things, and the mouth would open up and it would shoot them out of the mouth, and it was really cool. It would just basically like scream lasers at missiles and projectiles and stuff. It wasn't very effective, but it looked really cool. Also, laser cutters are really cool. I've never actually gotten them to work for me, but I've seen people use them and they seem really cool. Okay, so... actually, there's not really enough room for that big. Okay. Yeah, like a Godzilla protogen. It wasn't actually that big either. Like, I think, on this, like, I think its head would have come up to about here? Which, given the scale of the game, isn't actually that big. Like, I think I've got a picture of it somewhere. I will try to find it and I'll post it onto my Twitter at some point soon. Because I know I've definitely got pictures of it. I've got like animated GIFs of like recordings of stuff with moving. I just don't have the blueprint anymore, so I can't make it anymore, which is pretty annoying because I really liked it. But it's my own fault. I forgot to back it up and I lost it. Right. So I need to remember how lasers work. I haven't used them in a long time. Also, this music's nice. I like this music. Armored laser optic. Oh, they've changed the way optics look. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, lasers have a much cooler model now. Last time I played this, they had the kind of crap model, to be honest. I just realised this music reminds me of Guild Wars. Like, ever so slightly. Right, so I'm going to mirror this. Got some laser cavities here, and frequency doublers. Then we have laser pump. Go like this. Yeah, it's kind of like Disney as well. Like, Disney, like... There's a few things it sounds like, actually. I can't quite put my finger on the other thing I was thinking of, but yeah. This is ominous. Very sci-fi. Oh, I know where I could put another one. Let's get rid of that. I want to put another one here. Like, this laser's going to be super inefficient, but like, I don't really care. It's going to work. That's the important part. Like, actually, I know how I can do that better. Okay, so if I get rid of this, shove the multi-purpose laser here, and then we shove the laser coupler here and just copy this. Okay. So we now have a laser, sort of. So what I'm going to do now is find... where is it? Laser transceiver. But we shove a laser transceiver onto a laser connector up here. They can go directly onto the multi-purpose laser, but wait, why isn't that connecting? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, they can go directly onto these things, but the way we've got it set up, it wouldn't work, so instead I'm going to move the multi-purpose laser up here, just so that we can shoot the laser through the wall. So yeah, these laser transceivers can go through walls, somehow. I don't know how, I'm not going to question it, but they do. So yeah, this is now connected up to the system, and you can see all the stats of everything onto it. If you look inside, there should be a laser. Yeah. Next up, we're going to put down a connector. And... I think I'm going to do this, just so this isn't a weak spot on our vehicle. And then have some laser anti-munitions. One here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then from here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the middle of both these, one more. I forgot that this needs to actually connect. So this needs to go into a laser transceiver here. And it can't where it is right now. Excuse me whilst I just think how I can connect that up. I think if I... Actually, yeah, if I just get rid of this, just shove a connector here, and then just like pack this up with some metal. Fine. There we go. And then just shove down some of this just so it's got some protection from whatever. Maybe a bit more. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's kind of cool. Pumps can only fill in 5.2 seconds. Add more storage or single input cavities to avoid pumps idling between salvos. So what does that mean? Single input cavities. This is doing me a confuse. So yeah, their basic lasers have... yeah, this isn't gonna work. Okay. New plan. I'm going to put down a... laser storage here. And then... laser coupler can go here, laser cavity here, and then we'll shut the multi-purpose laser down here? Connected, yes. And then we just... If I do this, will this now work? I forgot how big, like... Lasers are huge, and I completely forgot, and it's like way too big for this place. Like, that's not filling up fast enough. I'm sorry, I might need to just like beat the laser idea. I'm gonna do lasers on a future build, but like currently that's not feasible. Oh, it deleted all of the lasers. Interesting. Okay, you do that. That's fine. I do kind of like this up here though, so I might keep this. I don't know, like, this like weird ridge thing on the back looks kind of cool. And just like do that. Yeah, that looks really cool. I like that. Like, I'm really struggling to think like what kind of munitions we can put on this thing. It's a little bit small. Maybe I could just put down some like regular guns. Yeah, I think I might just make a CRAM cannon turret. The CRAM cannons are kind of like, I don't know, I don't really get on with them very well, but they are small, and small is what we need right now. So let's go with a single axis turret, and it's going to be upside down. So if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I can do this. I think, oh, one block further forwards. And then that should be able to rotate with it, I think. Let's get a fire control computer. Okay. Can it rotate? No, it cannot. Yeah. What if I just had that? Can that rotate? No. But it can rotate anyway. Just can't do it like that. Sure. Okay, I got an idea. So if we open up this... Oops, I dropped something out of it. What was it? Oh, it's just a vehicle controller, that's fine. Actually, to prevent that from happening, I will just do that. And then we shove down a single block here. And then this turret, we now have free reign to just do this. Right, so how do CRAM cannons work? So you need connectors onto these, and then packers go into... Or I could just put on a pre-made one. That is huge. That is way bigger than I was thinking it would be. Oh gee, these things are massive. Wait, does this comes with a... Huh. Okay. Right, that's currently touching the floor, which is not good. And it's also on another thing here, but what I'm going to do instead is go to prefab mode. We're just going to grab another copy of this. Anyone else do that? There's... Okay, there's our copy. So then if I go to build and then chop this off. There we go. So then I'm just going to get rid of all of this, prefab mode, and we're just going to shove this directly onto that. Oh cool, this thing comes with an AI and everything. It could have done with being like one block further back. Yeah. I think I'm going to place that with one of those. And try that again, because it wasn't quite on. Where is the hole? Really hard to see. So there's the AI, it should go there. Perfect. I think. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's on there perfectly fine. So this has a wireless transceiver and failsafe, so it won't be able to shoot itself. Now if we shove a transceiver onto the AI, also we need a processing card. A processing card will probably be useful. Okay, so now that gun is able to be controlled by the AI, and it won't shoot itself. Hopefully it doesn't drag along the floor as it walks. Now it looks perfectly fine. The only thing is that thing can't see right now. So what I'm going to do is detection components. I'm going to put down we're going to put down a rangefinder up here. That's kind of dirty, but bear with me. So we need an AI connector to go here. And then I'm also going to do... Nah, let's just shove in one. I'm going to put down a camera over here. A nice 3 camera, so it can see out the front of itself. What this means is, so this rangefinder will be able to tell the vehicle how far away things are, and this will give it a precise indication of where to shoot. Ideally, I would want another form of detection on here too, but I'm not quite sure how I would do that or what kind I would put on. So I'm going to put glass in front of this for some protection. It's not much protection, but it's better than nothing. And the important part is it can see through it. And then we need a receiver on here. Okay, so it can now see, it can shoot, it can walk, it can do a rotate. It's not very good at any of those things, but it does do them, and that's the important part. What else can we do to this? I guess one thing I would do is, if it has dog mode, I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to summon not a Sidewinder. Land Marauder seems like an appropriate thing to try against. You're going to... There seems to be an issue here. The gun is pointing in the wrong direction. It's backward. It definitely knows where to shoot, it's just doing it in the wrong direction. It's also not moving out the way. Okay. Let's just get rid of that. This gun needs to be rotated. Oh. You okay there? You done flailing? Okay, so let's just... How can I fix this? I think it's literally just take the gun off and try again. Slightly annoying, but Oh well, you do. So yeah, the gun needs to go on this way. Like that. I could probably also do with some more... Wait, did I just... No, okay. I thought I bound it to the body of the vehicle, which would be pointless because it won't be able to rotate. But nah, it's fine. I'm also going to just do this just so it has a bit more protection and also has more weight to it, which will help with the overall stability of our vehicle. Don't think it matters too much that we have high explosive on the outside here. Which is something that normally would be wrong to say, but like, it's going to be really hard to shoot back, seeing as this will be pointing at them at all times. Oh, that was a satisfying boom. Okay, let's try that again. Grabbing a Land Marauder, spawn now. Why is it just standing there? Do you have a breadboard set up? Yeah, the breadboard's set up. It's not got a forwards input though. You gonna walk? You gonna do a steppy? It's currently got forwards equals -1, that's an issue. You cannot reverse. That is loud. That is... I just like not be near that thing for a bit. Okay. Should stop being loud now. So... Are you serious? I just turned you off. Can you please stay off? Thank you? Okay. Look, you know what? That's it. You want to be a butt? You go to jail. Okay, so let's turn on my own stuff again. I turn off. Right, there is something wrong with this AI, and I can't figure out what it is. It shouldn't be able to go back. Allow reverse. There we go. Turn that off. That should now fix everything. Hopefully. Yeah, it's now doing steppy. So if I then summon that Land Marauder back from jail. There we go. Oh lordy floppy. Oh jeez, it floats like it looks like it's full of helium. Which is something you can do in this game, but like, that's just air. It's not even being pumped full of air, it's just... Okay. Yeah, this thing is... it is a floppy boy. It's very unstable and I'm not sure how to fix it. Like, I've made mechs in the past that were a lot more stable than this thing, but like I said, the physics system has just changed. I wonder, if I go to... where is it? Meter settings 2019? Is that now going to work better? Or do I need to like reset the thing for it to work? Yeah, let's try restarting Designer. So now it should be running on older settings. Also, here's a spawn fortress that for some reason comes with the game. Try to resummon this. It's just now going to be able to walk a bit better. It still looks floaty. In fact, that's slightly worse. It's a lot worse. Okay, because Nita 2019 is what I'm used to working with, but apparently it's just not working. What about 2014? Is this gonna work any better? My money's on no, but we can try. Yes, actually better, sort of. Not quite, but sort of. I think. Like, what if I like summon a... what's like a easy tank? Python. I think a Python's like okay to fight, right? Oh yeah, it's one of these things. Look at this train. Like, these things are cool. I really like them. Battle train. Is that gonna ram me? What are you doing? Physics are being as interesting as this music. Damn, I can vibe to this. This music's great. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just reset back to the default settings of what's being set as like the 2020 or whatever update that they did. Let's reset the designer. Yes, very nice. I think what I might do is just like start working on my biped and trying to get this stable. Excuse me for the noise. So I really like this, but it's also really unstable. Like, the leg movement's really nice, but these arms, way too heavy. Like, they basically cause the entire thing to just start flopping and not be able to function. And also it just wiggles constantly. And I'm going to show you how you can try and fix that.
Yes.
So, did I use a PID on this? No, okay, so there's a PID inside of here. I can't remember what PID stands for. Basically, it tries to normalize your values so they're not constantly flailing and over-calculating for themselves or compensating. And yeah, the legs are tiny. But they function, sort of. So yeah, set point is 0. So... yeah, this should not be flailing like that. So what we've got here is our roll value and our pitch value going to a component that tries to normalize the values going through and stop them from like going up and down that badly, but it's not doing it very good at the moment. And they try to normalize it into the outputs for like trying to fix it so it doesn't fall over. I don't think I got that across very well, but I tried. So I think what I want to do is get some new PIDs. Excuse it as it falls over. Oh no. Oof. I forgot to give it God mode. Designer mode, repair all. Okay. So, AI breadboard. Gonna get some new PIDs. So yeah, the default settings on these are not particularly helpful, but oh. They work for the moment whilst we're just trying to work things out. Oh. Okay, so how does this look? How bad is this? Looks like our yaw is having issue as well. That could actually be causing a lot of issues and I should probably fix that. Where's our AI? There's the breadboard. Okay, so I'm going to make another PID, another propulsion. No, I need to use a completely different thing for this because this isn't balancing. So what I would need is one of these PIDs, so the AI can take control of it rather than the vehicle. Where can I fit this? So we have 7 processing power, and we need 6. And I think this thing provides 2? No, I provide 1. Okay, so yeah, I can fit this in here. So enable here. Okay, so edit the yaw. So it shouldn't be flailing left and right like that. This is bad. So what I'm going to do is just do some like basic settings here. Is that going to sort itself out? It sort of did. Oh, this song. This song reminds me specifically of Pixelon. The old soundtrack that used to be on that is really nice. What if I set like derivative to 10? No, that's like awful. It's still wobbling a lot. Let's try... Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is basically get it so that these are like not constantly capping out at max. Because that's bad. We don't really want that to be happening. I should probably tell this vehicle to go in a straight line somewhere very far away. Like over here. What that will hopefully do... is be able to get us to... Wow, I can brain. Thinking whilst watching this thing flailing is really difficult. So it should be able to like go forwards in a straight line without wobbling side to side, but I'm really struggling to remember how to stop it from doing that. I think integral time needs to be pretty high, and derivative time needs to be kind of low. I think it's fine. I think I just possibly nailed it. Like, was that like 5 a second ago, or 6 or something? Yeah, okay. Ignore the fact it's currently flying. Next up, I just need to do a similar thing to the rolling, so that rolling should not be doing that. I apologise if you get seasickness. I'm trying my best to try to mitigate that. Let's try similar settings on this. Like that. Don't think that worked. What if I set 20? Yeah, I struggle with seasickness as like it's a thing that happens in this game. For some reason with like mechs and land vehicles, it's not an issue. But if I'm working on a boat, the constant like bashing of the waves and everything just really like sets me off. I wish I could have some data here like just telling me how it's working, but it's constantly capping off at 1. It really shouldn't be. Anyone got anything helpful online to say about this? PID tuning for dummies. That sounds like me. Okay, what is a PID controller? PID controller stands for Proportional Integral Derivative Controller. But we don't need to worry about that right now. Okay. So, happy dumb puppy of PID, or what the bleep do these numbers and sliders do? If a ship is pointing the wrong way, how hard should we push to try and fix it? Let's try like 0.1. Actually, let's go 0.01. I'm not sure if that helped or didn't. So derivative is... derivative is... Getting really confused by these explanations of how stuff works. So if a ship is pointed the wrong way for a while now, I should try harder to fix it, right? So how long a second should a while be? Okay. So let's set this to like 30. Or like 1? 1.5. 1.1. And derivative is... How far in the future should I look to see how close we are getting to our thing? So like 0. Yeah, from what I'm getting from what I'm reading, doing something like that should help, because we don't need to be looking in the future for like when we should correct ourselves. We need to correct ourselves like now. But I'm not really understanding these numbers. Is that Bella? I think it might be Bella. It's like pitch seems fine. It doesn't ever like need to fix its pitch. Which is weird, because I've never actually fiddled with the pitch. It's still using default settings. Or is it? No, it's slowly falling over. I should probably solve that. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not understanding how to do this. PIDs are weird, and I've never quite understood how to do them. That's something to do for another day. For now, though, I'm going to call this stream now. As I said, I'm going to be going off to go getting food. I'm going to be coming back and going back to this. I'm going to be playing some adventure mode, which I've never done before. It looks kind of cool. I've watched Lafrax do it and a couple of the YouTubers play it, and it sounds kind of interesting. I want to try it out. Yeah, thanks for joining me. I'll be back very soon. If you want to keep watching, then stay tuned. I'll be right back. Otherwise, if you've got other stuff to do, I understand. If you want to catch up, if you do miss it, I will please go onto my YouTube channel. You can also see me on Twitch when Twitter. Twitter, I usually put up messages of when I go live and whatnot. The usual. Brain is slightly out there somewhere. I need some food in me. But yeah. I will be back very soon. Where was my outro button? Here it is.